incredible. But for most of us, around
I
my
would
age in
want to go in
Australia,
there.
she's always been there. When you're at state school, there was a photograph of her in the classroom. You know, then I
20
pledged an oath to
years
her, and I became a
to
scout. And
be
then a
the
Queen Scout
queen.
after that, you know.
It's
So
amazing.
my mum and dad took me and we went to see her. She drove past. She'd arrived on Britannia. We went down to Port Melbourne and you know, I really felt like she waved at me as she drove past. So you know, I've always had this great affection for her. How could you not? How could anybody not have anything but such respect for this woman who all those years ago on the day of that coronation,
woman
people should
in
go
the
on YouTube and
world.
have a look at
In
those
the
vows.
world.
And it was like taking a priest or a nun would take
Super
vows
power
to hand
woman.
over their life to a certain service. And she never, ever once let us down. I mean, never failed. There she was 2 days ago, still at it. Remarkable, remarkable woman.
Yeah, it
It's
really was. And as
amazing.
you say, even if you're not a
Super
crazy
strong.
royalist, even if you're a Republican, even if
But
you're
for
not
me,
a
no,
fan
I'm
of the
not
royal
woke
family, you
until
still
I'm passed away
loved
like that.
this woman. You still admired the Queen, didn't you? Maybe because
amazing woman.
she stayed relevant all these years later. Who could forget her appearances with Paddington Bear for the Jubilee,
She
with
amazing.
James Bond for the
absolutely.
Olympics. She was on Zoom all the way through COVID.
Yeah, no, I thought the James Bond thing was great because there she was, supposedly hanging off the helicopter. And I mean, you've got to have a sense of humour to be willing to do
James
that.
Bond.
And oddly enough, she actually played comedy quite well because she played it quite straight. But to get her to do this for the London Olympics, and then
See her,
Paddington
super
Bear
real
thing
actor
recently,
too.
you know, that's someone
It's
who
amazing.
has a sense of humour and secondly has a sense of show business and knows you can afford to have a laugh. And I think particularly in the last few years we have seen the Queen increasingly smiling and relaxing a bit, and you know, she was never going to let her guard down totally, but I think we saw a softer side of her, a more content side in recent years despite all the family dramas.
Yeah, and talking about keeping relevant, yes, she had her favourite performers that would perform at every royal,
maybe
you know,
later I
Tom
will
Jones.
understand
But then
when her words,
to each
like,
hearing
just
as
don't
well,
want to let
it
it down.
was just
Maybe
a
bold
daughter.
is not right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Well,
why
all the
she
young
just keep
performers
right.
did. I mean, and certainly that most recent concert, the Party in the Palace, I
She's
think
an
I was to
amazing
find anything
woman.
to criticise. I was a bit disappointed there wasn't some more of that old guard there, like Sir Cliff Richard
So
and
amazing.
Shirley Bassey, etc. But nonetheless, it was a brilliant concert. You know, it was done for television, done for a worldwide audience, so they had to keep it pretty broad and keep it current. But
Look at that,
much
70
beloved
years
by all performers, and any
to be the
performer
Queen.
who got to appear on a Royal Command performance on their CV, you can be guaranteed that's right at the top. You know, I appeared on a Royal Command performance.
Yeah, well, Peter Ford, thank you for that. You're watching outside the gates of Buckingham Palace. You didn't